But not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. It is getting loud as this crowd tries to help its defense. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, 2nd and 7. Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Shakes off the tackler. And not much doing there as that defense runs him out of bounds. They'd love to pick up this 3rd down and get a fresh set with 1st and goal. He caught it. They will score. Touchdown, Florida International.
And what a nice start for this offense. The throw game getting working, getting the touchdown pass. This quarterback getting a little bit of confidence. This passing game getting in a rhythm. Nice start for this offense.
Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. And they desperately wanted to attempt a return, but decided not to. Instead, they'll take the touchback. First down for this offense. Snagged in the middle. It's Gilbert. And they'll move the chains and get it to the 47-yard line as they get set to snap it just about to reach the end of the quarter. From the gun, running back gets to give. And with that stop, we are headed toward the end of the first quarter.
Brings up 2nd down.
Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. They make the stop, and that's how the first quarter will end. That's the end of the quarter, and FIU is on top. We've put one in the books. Let's have a look at our game summary.
Notre Dame 3.
They are lined up and ready to go and get things started here in the second. A 3rd down play to get the quarter started. It'll be a draw. And they did not let him get to that first down line. It'll bring up a call here. The Irish send out the punt unit. He ought to be able to use his first punt to pin him deep. Gets his first one of the day off. He was called on 4 times in last week's win. Guys, FIU ready to go back to work on offense. Boy, David, they would love to stack another touchdown on top of that last drive.
And this offense did such a good job on the last drive. Everything in rhythm, moved the ball down the field, didn't make those mistakes, Jesse, and they need to do it again on this one.
Yeah, you're right. They had the defense on their heels. You wonder what sort of communication was going on that sideline. What sort of changes were they able to make, because they got to stop the bleeding right now.
Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on 3rd down. Just a short pass to the tight end. And he'll go down, but he delivered the business end of his stiff arm to that defender on the way. And the Panthers have it with a 1st and 10. Finds his big tight end. They make the stop right there. Good pickup, but still short of the first down. The completion short of the sticks, it's 2nd down. Throws to the wideout. Soft spot in the middle. He works his way inside the 30 down to the 29 and picks up a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. He'll come out throwing on first down. Finds his man. And the catch was one thing and the run even better. A big pickup on that one. From the 17-yard line, threatening to score on 1st and 10. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. He rolls all the way down to the 5-yard line before they finally get him stopped.
Every offense wants to be able to run the ball and be physical, especially on first down. And you want to create 2nd and short, 3rd and short, or just get first downs like that run right there.
On 1st and goal, let's see if FIU can get it in. He makes a grab into the end zone. Touchdown, Panthers. Field shrinks. Tight end grows. Big targets, big results.
I've never heard it put that way, but you're dang right. That guy is so big. A lot of times you get a DB matched up on him. He can just post him up. A linebacker, he can run by him. So that's why these tight ends are so dangerous down here in this red zone.
And the extra point is good, and they have an 11-point lead. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown.
Notre Dame, 3.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. That last drive fizzled out, Jesse. They had to punt it.
Yeah, they did. And, David, they're just going to have to do a better job this time around erasing the mental mistakes.
And just trying to solve the defensive riddle, understanding what they're trying to do to you and attack them.
You know what I really like about games like this at this point in the season? You find out who you are. You find out whether you're going to stay in the race.
And who can step up and handle the challenge, right? This is easily one of the toughest games to date for both of these programs coming into this one. So there's a lot of eyeballs, David, on this game to find out who's mentally and emotionally the toughest.
Yeah, and we're going to point to this game as we get later in the year and big decisions are made. You've got a top 25 win. You beat them in the middle of the season, X, Y, and Z, so these are big for the resume.
They tried to go smash mouth on 3rd and short, and it did not work against this defense. Notre Dame lining up to punt it away. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. The Florida International offense is back on the field. That last drive really productive. David wound up with a touchdown. They'll try to do it again.
Yeah, so I don't expect this offense to change too much, Reese. They had a great drive. They got the touchdown. Everything working. I would expect them to keep pushing this ball downhill.
And just imagine if they could put another touchdown on the board right here. They could capture so much momentum in this game with back-to-back TDs.
The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage. A 3rd and long coming up here. If they can convert here, that type of play can really give you a shot of momentum. On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete and 4th down's coming. FIU will line up to punt. Gets the first one of the day out of there. He ought to be fresh. They only used him twice in that victory last week. Here come the Irish, back on offense. They've been pretty much stifled on offense so far, David, only able to muster 3 points in their previous 3 drives.
And you got to find a way to open this up and create some explosive plays. The passing game is obviously the easiest way. Jesse, put more speed on the field. Find those guys down the field.
And you know they're frustrated, too, because they felt like there were some matchups they could take advantage of to get some points on the board early. In this one, they just haven't been able to connect on those opportunities. But I like David's idea. Maybe move some guys around and see if you can create some better one-on-one matchups.
Looking to pass. It's Carr. Unloads to the wideout. Almost intercepted. It'll fall incomplete. The defense almost came up with a turnover. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Dialing up a 2nd down pass play. Got him downfield. And he almost ran away from everybody on that one. A huge pickup on that play. Finally, this offense starting to shake the cobwebs and get things moving. It's 1st and 10. It's complete. Takes it to the house. Touch.
Man, I tell you what, that passing touchdown, man, that should spark this whole team. Like, the comeback is more than on now. Like, they got the touchdown. They cut into the lead. You want to get a stop and go into the half, get all the juices, all the excitement, and be like, listen, the passing game's rolling. We got this. The comeback's in full effect.
He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. He only needs a sliver of daylight. He just about popped that one for a long one, but as it is, he gives his team a lot of momentum with a solid return. Comes out throwing on 1st down. Fires to the wideout. Just flying through the air like a superhero to make the grab. FIU pushing tempo. Quarterback checking the play. Looking to go up top on 1st down. Now adjusting. Now he'll let one fly down the left side. He fires back across the field, and it's intercepted. He'll go out of bounds, but just what they needed to get the ball back. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. To the air on first down. He's got his man. There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. Second down coming up. Dropping back, it's Carr. On the move and looking deep. And it's incomplete after taking a shot on second down. They're staring at third. They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. On third down, he drops to throw. And he can't escape, and down he goes. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. Fourth down, and the punt team sends it the other way. He'll bring it back. It's Brown. And he'll work his way on the return out to the 35-yard line before he stops. Running out of time here in the first half, they're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. And that pressure just engulfed him. A sack for this defense. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. He wants to throw here on second down. He's going to take off. Oh, did he find a hole in the defense? A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the first down. Just enough time for one final play of the half. Looking to move it through the air. Under heavy pressure, lets it fly. It's incomplete, and they tried to finish this quarter with a bang and couldn't quite connect. We're ready to get it started here in the second half. On the run from inside his own 5. Smashes through the tackle. They bring him down, but not before a really good return sets up this offense in solid field position. FIU gets it back, and the Panthers will send the offense back onto the field. He'll start this third quarter with a run. And he's able to shed one tackle and gets a pretty good pickup.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. It's amazing how a play by a defensive end in the backfield can really swing the momentum not only of a series but of a game sometimes.
All you're trying to do is create negative plays, to get them behind the sticks a little bit, to get those sacks, to get those tackles for losses. You see so much stunting in college football up front with the defensive line because you know once you get one of those plays, you got the offense right where you want.
Dances away. He'll pull it down. Nice run there. Picks up a few, and they'll force him out of bounds.
And that's a pretty good job by this defense. Man, it's so hard to limit these quarterbacks, and they're spreading you out all over the field. When they take off, it's hard to limit the damage. Nice job limiting the damage. And I tell you what, make it physical. Finish those plays and try to tackle that guy and make him think about running the football in the future.
Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on third down. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a fourth down. So they'll send out the field goal unit. He's going to reach for a long one, a 52-yard attempt. No good. Guys, after the miss, still up by 4. Here come the Irish back on offense. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
That last drive, that 3-and-out, sometimes that puts your defense in a...
And there was nowhere to go for this quarterback, and down he goes.
Second down coming up.
That sack gets this offense behind the chains. It's second down. They'll run play action. That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. Ball's at the 29. Defense can taste getting off the field. It's third and long. He's looking downfield to throw. And they couldn't hold off the heat, and he goes down with the sack. Things working pretty well for this defense, out of the dime package and still getting plenty of heat on the quarterback.
Get off the rock, understand the situation. All the fast guys got the back end covered. It's my job to seek and destroy the quarterback. Great job by the defensive line rushing after that guy and getting him on the ground.
Guys, FIU ready to go back to work on offense. We talk about settling for points, but sometimes when you have to settle for nothing, David, it can be demoralizing.
Yeah, and it can definitely be frustrating. And I think it leads you to say maybe I go for it more. But, Jesse, I think this offense just needs to put another drive together and just finish stronger.
Yeah, and be a little bit less predictable, too, especially as they get closer and closer down to the end zone.
Here on third down. To the ground to try to pick up the first. They get him down, but it's past the sticks, and it's a first down for FIU.
And obviously, this is one of the best offenses in the country, and it's because they get first downs. Top 10 in the nation picking up first downs. How nice is it to know you can turn around, hand it off to that guy right there, and let him go to work.
Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Quarterback changing the plays at the line. Wide receiver coming across in motion. Looking to pass on 2nd down. And that pass is intercepted. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
And defensive backs, you think, don't have good hands. The big fella shows it. How about that defensive back going up and getting the interception? Nice job breaking on the football. You say that's why you play defense because you don't have hands? Hey.
They make the stop, but not before they do their work up top and pick up a first down. Here come the Irish again, this time doing it through the air.
And getting a little balance, right? We talked about how they like to be physical and they like to run the football. And when you get that balance going, man, it makes it easy to call play.
Strong pass rush gets to the quarterback, and they get him at the 46. That's the last thing you want as an offense, a negative play, a sack on first down. Dropping back, it's Carr. Fires to the tight end. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. That's the end of the quarter, and FIU is on top. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. Back on the field after the break, and we'll start the quarter here on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. What a snag by the defense. Bringing it back. Inside the 30. The tag. And it's going to be a pick six. Touchdown, Panthers. That one pushes this lead out a little bit more here in the fourth, and now they can smell 8 straight wins. And the extra point is up and good, and they have an 11-point fourth-quarter lead. Just one moment, and all of a sudden, the fortunes turn.
You're in a position where you're about to give up points, and now you flip that around and you put points on the board. Perfectly executed. What do you do in an interception? The first guy blocks the intended receiver. Everybody else starts to form a wall where the ball's going. Nice blocking, nice interception, nice return for the touchdown.
That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be second and just a few breaths away from the first down. And they'll come to the line just needing a few chain links for a first down. He'll pull it on the read. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry. A third down try for the offense. Corners right up on that line of scrimmage. And they make the tackle, but he has plenty for the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They're going to ride this running back. Nowhere to go. The ball's loose. Bounced right back to them.
Man, those are backbreakers. Defensive.
And it looks as if they've buzzed down. Replay wants to have another peek at that last play. And you know the standard is indisputable video evidence, and the officials will change the call. Throws to the wideout. It's complete. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down. This drive's been productive so far, already picked up a couple of first downs, now out close to midfield. Unloads to the wideout. Fires into traffic, intercepted. He was looking for that big return to go with the pick, but he'll set him up in business at the 36. First down here for the offense. Wasting no time throwing on this drive. And it's intercepted, maybe breathing a little life into this team. They didn't give him much on the return, but they are in prime scoring position at the 22. They'll throw it on first down. Firing to the right, complete. Good start to this drive, and they'll need much, much more if they're going to give them a finish.
They need a ton more of this, but you got to start the drives great. The first play needs to be really good. That was a good start. Now we got to keep building on it, and we got to do it in a hurry.
Well, down 2 possessions. Good news is you get the completion. Bad news, though, did not get out of bounds. You know right now, saving the clock. That is at a premium for this offense.
Back to throw, it's Carr. And the defense makes a play, sacking him back at the 10. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. He makes the catch in the end zone. Touchdown, Fighting Irish.
Really nice job working the route and getting himself open. He was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. The Florida International offense is back on the field. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the page is just find him an easy completion here and let him get back into a rhythm.
Yeah, or find him an easy handoff. Just hand the football off, maybe get the ground game going, maybe jumpstart this offense a little bit.
He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. Quarterback on the keeper. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Well, we saw the coaching staff on the sideline challenging this offensive line to end this game. They've got the lead late now, and they know they're going to continue trying to run the ball to ice it.
Wants to throw on second down. Feeling some heat. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. These fans stepping up to help this defense on third down. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up fourth down. FIU will line up to punt. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. He'll bring it back. It's Williams. The coverage team was down there to corral him. They made the stop, and they'll mark it at the 39. So the defense trying to protect the lead, but they could also put a punctuation mark on this thing and end it with a big turnover. The sure hands, it's Gilbert. They make the stop after the catch, and still some work to do to pick up that first down. Second down here, and maybe they've got time to get one more before the 2-minute warning. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and the defense needs to come up with a stop to close this thing out. Looking for a man. It's Carr. Fires to the right. And he throws another interception, his third one of the night. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception. The first down for the offense. On the ground, trying to pull the plug on this clock. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Quick touch pass to the receiver. A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all run after the catch, so pretty easy for a QB.
He's got it inside the 15. Touchdown, FIU. And once he found daylight, it was Katie bar the door, baby.
And, you know, late in the game's offenses conservative when they got the lead and they got the ball. I love this offense. They were aggressive. They got another score added to the lead. Now you're trying to salt this game away.
And the extra point extends the lead to double figures at 10. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. Mistakes are going to happen, as they did on that last drive. Now, how will they respond, Jesse?
And this is the kind of guy who's going to take full accountability. That was my bad. That's on me. I'm about to lead this offense now down the field to score some points.
Dang, Palmer, I wish I'd have played with you. I didn't play with many quarterbacks that were just like, yeah, my bad. Hey, guys, I got this. Sorry about that. It was more, you should have ran a better route.
Got his man to the left. And they got the defense on that one, and they get it to the 29-yard line. He's going to pass. He'll try to do it himself. One-step wrap, two-step squeeze. This junior knows how to get him on the ground. On second down, they'll take to the air. And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit. Defense getting stingier in their own end of the field. It's 3rd and long from the 28. From the gun, wants to pass. He'll take a shot. He caught it. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, we've got a chance at a finish.
If we had any chance to make this happen, we had to score with a little bit of time on the clock. Now we need a miracle. Now we need to kick the onside, get an onside kick, and somehow, some way, make a big play.
They'd hope to get that thing bouncing around, but the hands team is able to corral it.
And this is why you put your hands team on the field most of the time, when you know it's coming, and you put those guys that are great catchers of the football. The first guys, what do? They go block. They go blow somebody up. The next guys catch the football, secure it, get your butt on the ground. And most of the time when you do this, the ball game is over.
You want to talk about building confidence? Coming through with clutch plays, making the winning plays at the right time can really set the course for the rest of the season.
Yeah, Reese, maturity and experience matters. And this team has guys that have played a lot of snaps. They've seen a lot of looks, and they've lost close games like this in the past. That wasn't the case today, David. Too many guys out there making big-time plays.
And I think belief is what you build. That